and welcome to Chapter 3. Rakujo? That's right, my princess, the Rakujo clan. What a weird name! Were they our enemies? Yep, they were our enemies. Then again, that was roughly 100 years ago. I would have thought that I would have taught my children our family history, having in mind that we're a kingdom and all, but I suppose it doesn't matter. We can live peacefully now because our ancestors had defeated them. We bask in the glory of our victory and enslave these people to this day. Then we don't have to fight anymore? I wonder. Even if a war starts, I'll protect you. Don't worry. How reliable. A dream? It was a dream of my real father and brother. We'd been told about the history of our archenemy. If that was all you knew, you were like totally not prepared. Like, yeah, my kids are slightly dumb. I'll just let them rule the country. It will be fine. It's been a long time. Even though it had only been a few years ago, it felt like an eternity ago. Wait, you were told that, like, at full age, when you're a teenager slash adult like you're right now, just like that, just like, don't worry about it, it doesn't matter, it's the history. When did that ever matter? Just like I thought, I can't remember their faces or their names. Even in my dreams, I couldn't remember anything about my real father or brother. I couldn't even recognize the voices I had heard in my dream after I woken up. Well, that's a severe memory issue. The only thing I faintly remembered was the conversation we had. But why did I see that dream? I absently heard a bird singing outside. There was no one that could answer my question. Oh well. Back to our daily stuff. Letters! It has been peaceful for a while. As always, Kotaro came to visit me morning and night. We started talking a little bit. Sometimes he would make an excuse that it has to bring me a present. He gave me pretty gemstones, and all girls can be bought with gemstones. Where do you find these gemstones? In people's pockets. In the mountains and rivers. I've gone to those places before, but I never seen things like these. As always, Kotaro put his hand behind his head, rocked his body and smiled. That's kinda creepy. These things only show themselves to people who are hunting for treasure. Like when you just sit there and like ambush people walking by and you go, oh, what a pretty gemstone. You just gotta take it, you know. You found it in rivers and mountains and stuff. You haven't found them because you never looked for them. Oh, that never occurred to my mind. Was that really true? After he'd said it, I thought it might be. In these past days, Kotaro and I had become closer to each other. Black screen. I thanked him for the jewels and gave him flowers. He accompanied me to pick the flowers outside the castle walls. Well, right outside to them. We'd spent our days like that, and after a few days had passed us by, I thought I heard a voice while I was half asleep. Well then, princess, I'm going. Don't get too lonely without me. Going? Where was he going? See ya! I tried to say something. Kotaro, where in the world was he going? I mean, he's not like hired here to fight stuff or anything. I mean, pfft. He's hired to babysit me. I wanted to call out to him, but I was too sleepy. After that, "Good morning, princess." Tilted my head as I rubbed my eyes. "What's wrong?" "None. I think I overslept. Recently, Katara had woken me up every day. It has been a while since a maid had done it." "Now that you bring it up, you have been waking up early recently." "Yeah. I was worried about the words Katara had said in my daze. I was sure it was just a dream though." "Say, did something happen while I was asleep?" "No, none in particular." "Oh, but now that you mention it, I heard the Fuma squadron went out on a skirmish." "Just them?" "Yeah, at the very early time of that. They were preparing for a long trip or something." "Oh. It was only the Fuma squadron, so they had to have been scouting something. Maybe the voice I had heard really was Kotaro's." Flashbacks to 2 seconds ago. Woo! Everything would be fine as long as he didn't run into danger. It's not like he's a fighter or anything. It's not like he's a ninja. Pfft, he's a handmaiden. Oh my, how pretty. Huh? The handmaid looked at my bedside. Oh! There was a small stone the color of fresh leaves sitting there. Kotaro had come here. He normally never comes here, what the fuck? If he'd come, he should have woken me up. It's truly pretty. I took the stone and rolled it around in the palm of my hand. Who gave this to you? It's a secret. I giggled. Stones are always telling the funniest jokes. Can you get me that box? The handmaiden gave me the pretty paper box and I gently put the stone inside. It was fun seeing the precious stones Katara had brought me pile up. Oh, so you don't know where Katara went either, Yukimura? On the contrary, I didn't even know there was a skirmish in the first place. I visited Yukimura in the courtyard and he stopped his training to talk to me. Recently he'd been using the courtyard to train all of the soldiers. Then whose orders were they? Father's? Well, I'm sure, but it wasn't me. No, wait, that's the other dude. Why aren't you in the frame? It wasn't him either way. Oh! Before I knew it, Nobunaga was sitting right next to me. The other vassals panicked and bowed down on the floor. Well, it's fine, boys. Keep practicing. I completely forgot if I ever assigned a voice to him. If I did, I do not remember it. Nobunaga waved his hand at them in a troublesome manner. It's rare to see you here, father. I was bored and came to watch. It's a thing I do. If you have that much free time, why don't you return as Supreme Commander? Yukimura fixed his gaze on Nobunaga. The man bent his body and began to make a fuss. Oh, it hurts. The cut in my shoulder is aching. ... By the way, the thing you were just talking about. In an instant, Nobunaga returned his face to normal and pointed at his folding fan. Someone has ordered Katara to go out. It must have been Hanbei. Asked me if he could use the Fuma squadron as he wished. Sounded like Hanbei had a plan to nip the demons in the bud. Nip them in the bud? Yukimura frowned. Then Katara and others went too. Yeah, if he'd gone through with it, they'd probably be at the demon's nest right now, where the rest of you bloody fools should be being. Never mind the war, we have some bickering to do at our household. Then right now, Kotaro was fighting! My chest hurt. I knew Kotaro was there for that reason, but I always liked him as a handmaiden. However, when he showed up in front of me, he acted like a detestable little boy. Because it's just so funny and quirky when boys invade your bedroom without being called for and like break into your house. That's hilarious. You seem awfully worried about Kotaro, princess. Confer. Well, there's a lot to it, that's why. A lot to it. There's a lot between you and a ninja. Despite my looks, I'm a multifaceted person. Yukimura interrupted me. Father Murta and Kotaro are scheming something like a baby. Hey! I panicked and Yukimura tilted his head. I shouldn't have told him? No, it's not like that, but I was flustered as I answered, and Nobunaga looked very interested. Oh, what kind of scheme? Is it kinda under the bedsheets kinda scheme? Apparently Murta is having him investigate something that has to do with the demons. Loud screams intensify. Exclamation mark. What is it? I interrupted their conversation with my loud voice, took measures to make a big fuss. Oh, that's right, I have some business with the soldiers. As I spoke, I quickly separated myself from that place. She's awfully strange. Kimura was grumbling behind me. Kotaro? Yeah, I was wondering what kind of skirmish he went on this time. Hanbi put his calligraphy brush on his desk and took a look at me. Why do you want to know something like that? I was just curious. ... Hanbei stared at me as if he was probing me. Flinched a tiny bit. Probably shouldn't have. Of course, if there's harm in me knowing, I won't make you tell me. ... After a very long silence, Hanbei shook his head. I'm afraid I can't tell you. Oh, why? Don't know if people are listening on us. The walls have ears. But our enemies are mindless demons, right? Shouldn't need to worry about spies. Indeed, there would be no need to fear if the enemy was really mindless. There seemed to be a hidden meaning behind those words. Then do you think those demons are intelligent, Cookie? It is unlikely, but yes. An intelligent demon? Now that I thought about it, the small demon sealed in my dagger was like that. Had an audience with a small demon in my dream the day when the castle had fallen. He was right. It wouldn't be strange if there were intelligent demons. Please don't let it worry you. I'm sure Kotaro will return soon. Smiley face. You're right. You're right. I'm sure he'll come back safe and sound. Sure. They let out a chuckle. Something wrong? No, was just thinking how you two have become so close recently. I'm a little jealous. Hanbei spoke jokingly. How dare you tease me? Plus Kotaro and I don't have any kind of relationship to be jealous of. Oh, then what kind of relationship is it? I was at a loss at how to answer him. At any rate, I can tell you two are on good terms. Hanbei laughed as he looked at me. I was quite embarrassed. It was just as Hanbei had said. Kotaro returned faster than I thought. Princess, I'm back! It was in my bed, but I couldn't go to sleep. I turned over in my bed at midnight. Kotaro didn't show himself. He only spoke. Why won't you show yourself to me? I'm a little dirty right now. They'd just get back after all. There's no way I could enter your room all dirty, right? Then where are you at right now? I'm in the attic. I'm going to go to the roof of the veranda to look at the moon. Care to join me? How can I climb walls, Mr. Spider-Man? Left you a ladder. I'll see you in the courtyard. A ladder? What are those? Wait, Kotaro! I need an answer to that question! I yelled at Kotaro, but he already disappeared. That jerk didn't even wait for my answer. Even though I said that, I was worried about him and wanted to see his face. Oh! I grumbled, but I put some light clothing. Sad music is sad. I went out to the courtyard and there was a ladder on the eaves, just like Kotaro had said. Eaves? Leaves? Peeves? Steves? I climbed up and saw Kotaro sprawled out on the roof. The roof. He then got up. Oh, if it isn't the princess. Didn't think he would actually come. He's so handsome. You're the one who told me to. Kotaro casually grabbed my hand and I climbed onto the roof. You're not scared? I'm fine. I'm used to high places because I used to climb trees, and it's just like climbing buildings. It's just like climbing mountains. It's just like climbing skyscrapers. Tree climbing? I did it when I was a kid. I stopped doing it recently because my wedding was close. And everybody looked weird when I was sitting in the tree like a dumbass. You did it until recently, huh? Yeah, is that bad? No, it's not, but it sure is rare for a princess to do that. After looking around, I sat next to Kotaro, who had been smiling. He once again sprawled himself out onto the roof. Took the precious stone. Thank you for it. I like the pretty stones. Give me all the pretty stones in the world. It looked like a fresh leaf. It was a beautiful color. Right when I found it, I thought of giving it to you. After all, I've remembered that you cannot remember the word for grain, so you just call stones leaves. It's depressing having to be stuck in the castle all the time. How was the skirmish? I'm glad you're safe. But he just went to scout out a place. Oh, wait. It wasn't exciting. Kotaro smiled clearly. Huh? What's that smell? Suddenly something caught my nose. Started to frown. Smell? Yeah, it smells metallic. Oh! I panicked and I looked at Kotaro. Wait, Kotaro, you're hurt, aren't you? No? But this is the smell of blood, isn't it? It's coming from you. It's not like you just went to fight or something. Yeah. Kotaro smiled from the tip of his... How do you do this? How do you smile from the tip of your nose? Alrighty, his nose smiled. I told you I couldn't enter your room because I was dirty, didn't I? It's the blood from my foe. ... His smile was different. His smile shined in the moonlight and had a tinge of cruelty to it. Didn't know who he was. Might have been a random serial killer that was about to stab me. How foolish of me to be sitting on this roof right now. He was like a different person than the innocent boy who visited me and given me stones. Are you scared? Before I knew it, Kotaro was staring at me. He smiled, but the light in his eyes looked like they were probing me. No. No, I shook my head. You're protecting our nation. There's no way I would be scared. But still, if our employer died, we wouldn't have a means to survive. You're doing it for the money? Isn't that kind of normal? Do you really think that people go to army to kill other people for fun? What if I am? Wouldn't mind if you did. At the end, you're still protecting our nation. That was right. The majority of them wouldn't forgive my wish. I borrowed the power of this dagger and separated these men from their homes. They'd been given false memories and were tied to a far-off land where they knew no one. Are you sure you can trust a traitor so easily? You're not a traitor, don't be silly! Oh, how assertive! I didn't know you had so much faith in me. Kotaro teased me. Wanted to tell him he was wrong. I had just known that Kotaro wasn't a traitor, but I couldn't tell him. There was no way I could. Princess? What is it? As he was indulged in reverie, he answered partly unintentionally. I'm glad I came here. Huh? I was puzzled for a moment. I came here. Thought he meant he was glad he come to this world. No, that wasn't right. He meant to this country. Wanted to ask him and turned my head at once, but Kotaro's face was so close to mine. Our lips could have touched if he'd come any closer. I don't know what Lord Nobunaga is thinking, but I have a feeling that he's an amazing person. Strategist, Hanbei listens to our opinions. Masamune isn't sociable, but he made me some great food. He has fun drinking together too. The prince is a good person and the princess is cute. A sigh caressed my lips. I couldn't even tremble in fear. Continued to listen to Kotaro. Should I have leaned back? But I regret it if I did. Regret? Why would I feel regret? It's clear, baby blue eyes. In front of me, Kotaro's eyes were illuminated in the moonlight. And this westernized version of him looked really pretty. They looked like pretty jewels he'd given me. He didn't say a word. It was like time had stopped. Then, all of a sudden, Kotaro disappeared. A long wave of towels was spread out in Kotaro's place. Kotaro! I'm over here! His voice came from the courtyard. I looked down and he was smiling at me. You should go back to your room soon. I'll escort ya. Kotaro held his hand out to me. You're right. For some reason I didn't feel satisfied. I put my hand on the ladder. Turn the other way, I yelled at Kotaro, who had been grinning. We were in danger. If someone saw us, we would be in all sorts of trouble. See ya, princess! Good night! Yeah, see you tomorrow! Just as I returned to my room, I naturally let out a sigh. I unintentionally touched my lips. Thought we were going to kiss. God damn it, that tease! What would have happened if our lips pressed up against each other and back there? Well, you probably would have kissed. Kinda happens. Could I have gotten mad or angry at him? Wonder if I see Kotaro's on his side starting tomorrow. Let out another deep sigh. That night, the gentle sound of flute reverberated in the silent night. If only we could hear it, music track! The clear sound was especially beautiful tonight. It was like the sound was shining like crystal. I think I confused my eyes and my ears. It's pretty. As I dozed off, I remembered Kotaro gazing at the entire sky in my dream. Would you like to save? Yes, I would like to save, game, thank you. He likes us very much now. Okay, see you next time for part 4.